Hello everyone and welcome to speedrunning Minecraft 100 times in a row. In today's video I speedran 100 different Minecraft worlds in one session to see what happened within those 100 worlds. My personal best is 1757 and I'm currently 70th in the world with that personal best. So the runs you're about to see are done by me, who speedruns very frequently, and I am attempting to go for a very good time. At the end of the video I will tally up all of the worlds and what happened in them, and they will be categorized into 5 different categories. The first I thought of was instant resets, where within the first 10 seconds of loading into a world, I log out and load another because, it just doesn't have anything I need for a good run. The second is Pre-Nether Resets, which is where I attempt to play an overworld, but I later on log out. This could be due to not finding a lava pool, not enough iron from a shipwreck, and so on. The third is Nether Resets, where I log out at any point in the Nether. This could be instantly, this could be after a bastion, as long as this is in the Nether. The fourth is post-Nether Resets, where I log out after leaving the Nether through blind travel, and this is at any point after leaving the Nether. The final one is deaths, which is simply how many times I die. Okay, so that's the general premise of the video. I thought this could be a much more interesting and digestible way to watch how a speedrunner goes for top tier speedrunning times. I'm attempting to go for like top 20 times, so you're going to see how that actually works and what it's actually like, in a more short, digestible way, instead of just watching, like a 9-hour stream of just reset. I thought it'd be more interesting. 100 worlds isn't actually that many. I thought it was just, suitable for this video to edit down and stuff, but before I've done like 300 worlds in one session, so this is like a very small fraction of like how many total worlds a speedrunner does. This doesn't speak for all speedrunning. This isn't average. This was just an average over 100 different worlds, in a row. I thought it'd be very interesting to watch. I thought it'd be quite fun to do and to actually see how much out of those 100 worlds are, instant resets, pre-nether resets, and so on. I hope you guys do enjoy the video, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so for our first run here, we enter the Nether at sub 3 minutes, which is very good, and we have an instant bastion, which you don't get in every single run. Such a good entry with such a close bastion, absolutely phenomenal. So we're making very good time here. The bastion variant is treasure, and I've already got pretty much decent trades already, and it looks like I'm pretty much ready to go any second here. Absolutely chilling. I've got my obsidian, I've got my pearls, I've got my string, I'm out. That was a nice... That's like just under a 2-minute bastion, I think. Just under a 2-minute treasure, which is pretty nice. Treasure can be extremely long sometimes, so that's pretty lucky. Now we're just wanting to look for a fortress. That's all I care about. I put my FOV down to try and look for any other bastions. Can't see any, so I'm just like, alright, I've just got to fly around and just hope I find a fortress in one of these quadrants. And that's all I'm doing. My food situation isn't the best. I've only got like mushroom soup, so I can't really pearl around as much as I would normally ideally like to. So I kind of have to just run around, which, can be okay in situations as long as the fortress is close. So currently, I'm just running through a soul sand valley and just hoping. Like, this is what happens in quite a lot of runs here. The skeleton's absolutely railing me. But this is what happens in quite a lot of runs. You get a bastion, you leave on such a good time, you're like, oh my god, this could actually be a crazy run, and then you just don't find a fortress. In terms of chance of spawning, in each quadrant, so there's 4 different quadrants, you've got pos, neg, pos, neg. And in each quadrant, there is a 50% chance a bastion will spawn, a 40% chance a fortress will spawn, and a 10% chance that nothing will spawn. Now that 10% chance definitely seems like it's a much more common thing. But right here, we spent like 4 minutes running around and we found absolutely nothing, no fortress, and I pearled straight into lava because my fire res ran out. Probably for the best, and I searched around and you see that there was the fortress all the way over there, like 400 blocks out. That was never going to be a good run, unfortunately. But we left the bastion at such a good time, If you frequently leave a bastion at as good a time as that, that's world record pace. So, pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, this next run, we had 2 to 10 were all instant resets, so we won't worry about runs 2 to 10. I'd rather just not show them. And we're in a temple, checking all the chests, and did I forget about the TNT? I don't know what happened there. I think I just had the biggest brain fart. So you really normally only have time to check like 2 of the chests. You're not supposed to jump and check the last 2, and I just completely forgot and checked the last 2, and I blew up next to the TNT. So this next run we got an ocean spawn, which is actually my favourite. I prefer ocean spawns over shipwrecks any day of the week. Ocean spawns are much more fun, and we ended up getting into the Nether, which is pretty good, and I changed all my settings down to look for a bastion. I kind of see where the bastion is in that direction. I'm like, you know what, that's not worth it. By the time I get there, it's going to be too late into the run for me to ever bother. This run, we've got a village, killing the golem, and we have a second village as well. Kill 2 golems there, entering the Nether. we spawn in a basalt delta, which is like beyond less than ideal. But I see on my entities, I'm like, okay, there is a bastion somewhere. I know where a bastion is. There's 2 bastions, and one's across a massive lava lake, so I'm going to go for the one that's not across a massive lava lake. And I just run towards it. I finally get into the bastion at 6 minutes 40, which is pretty bad pace, to be honest. It's not the best pace, but it's not the absolute worst as long as I do this bastion in under like 2 minutes, and there's hopefully a close fortress. But this bastion is the stables variant, and I'm just checking all the chests right now, and then I just fly down here. I was checking the chest to hope to get like a bunch of obsidian to have a head start, so I don't have to wait as long for trades. And then we had a good gap right here, which is nice. I'm doing my little stables manhunt route, and then this pigman. Oh, that is the real MVP, that pigman right there. He just blocked me, so I couldn't block off, so I couldn't do the route how I wanted to. And then, yeah, that's our second death. I built straight up into other piglins right there, and absolutely screwed that. That pigman did not want that run. He was not allowing that. He was having absolutely none of it, dude. And this next one, village reset. If I don't see blacksmiths in villages, I just reset 90% of the time, to be honest. Because villages with village takedowns can just take way too long, and it's not worth it, I don't think. I rarely ever have good runs of village takedowns. That one was a ruin portal. I always check a ruin portal just in case it's got absolute magical items, but 90% of the time it doesn't. But there's that odd few times that you get absolutely kitted. And then from here we get a nice little shipwreck start, get our iron. We don't have the food part of the shipwrecks, that's why I check to see if the buried treasure map is close at all. And I'm like, I could do it, and I go and do it. I do buried treasure maps in these situations where I need food, or especially if I need iron as well. This could be a nice little boost to have a bit of starter food in the nether, because you can get food in the nether, but sometimes it can take a while to kill a few hoglins, or you might just be really unlucky and not have any food. And that run sadly ended up being a reset because we couldn't find an entry point. Because I went for the buried treasure, I kind of had to then hope for a magma ravine. I didn't have much time to dig down, so that is one of the massive downsides. Buried treasure can take quite a while to do, and it can completely kill your run altogether. And next is I don't think I realised that, but that was a bad wreck. That wasn't going to have a buried treasure map in it or anything. Shipwrecks that spawn like that means they don't have any iron in them or any buried treasure maps. Anyway, next run, we've got another shipwreck here, and we get a nice little bit of iron from it. I think we just fall under. Yeah, we got 6 iron. So in this situation, I need to go for the buried treasure map in terms of iron, which is what I do here. And we get a bunch of iron out of the chest, and we get that little bit of food, to help us. And then we find a magma ravine this time, luckily. And then we can get a very nice entry here with all our iron stuff and with a bit of food as well. So entries like this, I prefer an entry like this than a sub 3 minute entry with absolutely no food. Like, this kind of entry is just so much better, although it ends up being a reset anyway. Anyway, bed, 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 wood, craft, hay, ocean, ocean, reset. That was just a quick short snippet of what it feels like with most runs. I thought I'd skip through that village run. That's pretty much what most village runs feel like anyway. You get your beds, you get your hay, you go, you don't find an entrance, you're done. That's what it feels like with most village runs anyway. Then in this run we've got a nice shipwreck, pretty mediocre food chest. The 5 carrots, I will never eat just regular carrots. I will save the carrots until I get gold from a bastion to make golden carrots, because regular saturation of normal carrots is just too bad to even bother eating them. But golden carrots are absolutely phenomenal. And luckily we find another little entry point here down this water cave. Sometimes you can just have these caves that go all the way down to where you need them to be. And then we spawn in a ravine, which is honestly the worst nether spawn you can really get. I'm trying to detect where a bastion is, and I just cannot really find one. I think I see that there could potentially be one, but I can't find exactly what angle it's at. I try and dig around a little bit, and I'm like, you know what, that's not worth it. I'm already at 5 minutes. There's no point in playing that. And we have another reset here. Going through an ocean here, and we get a dolphin. Dolphins make you move so much faster. Dolphins are worthwhile every single time. And in this run, I think that's where I finally realised that those kinds of shipwrecks, you don't get buried treasure maps. I think that's where I finally figured that out. Those specific kinds of shipwrecks. It's hard to explain, but if you just play enough, it just makes sense. And I get a blacksmith here that literally just gives me an iron sword. It's like our first blacksmith, and then it's just like, I think about digging down. It's at 3 minutes already, and then I was like, you know what, no. So that's what I'm talking about with like the village dig downs, where it's just most of the time you're going to be digging at like 2 minutes plus. And by the time you get into lava, like, you're going to maybe have a sub 4 minute entry if you're lucky. But most of the time you'll probably have like a 4:30 entry, which is just not that great. And you don't have... The best part is that you have a bunch of food. Right here, the iron golem is suffocating. So I could just task overlap and grab beds whilst waiting for the iron golem to die, which was really nice. We dig down in this. It's another, village dig down with our tools, and I couldn't find anything, so that was just a reset, sadly. Again, that's what it's like, I swear, 90% of village runs. Even when I lava house, sometimes I just don't find anything, which is quite bad. So in this one, we didn't get enough iron from a shipwreck again. I see that buried treasure map, and I'm like, that's way too far for me to bother. So I reset. Sometimes resets might not be completely appropriate, would be like the word. Sometimes it's like when you just can't be bothered with the run, you'll just reset. Like, I think a bunch of speedruns, they're like, I could go for that buried treasure and I could maybe scrape a decent entry, but I really don't feel like doing it. That's just how it is kind of sometimes. Like, your patience run's pretty thin if you speedrun a lot. Like, you just want your runs to be like close to perfect, when you're going for like a really decent time. Like, I'm going for a sub 16, that's my like general goal. That is a very decent time, so you kind of need your run to go completely perfectly. Well, in some situations you can make runs work. There's a difference between making a run work and having a really good run. Like, most of the time you can make a lot of seeds work, getting a sub 5 minute entry, which is not that great, but you can make it work. You can maybe get lucky in the nether, you can maybe have an amazing blind travel. But with like going for these good times, I think I just reset if something is not good enough. And that, I got like iron nuggets only, which is just dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. If I had the energy, I would probably try and do a thing to do how many shipwrecks actually gave me enough iron and this and that and the other, but that sounds like a lot of an extreme amount of time and research into these runs that I'm not sure I'm willing to do. I think the just the amount of resets and the type of resets is like really interesting enough. I was just going to do this video just 100 runs, but I thought it was more interesting to add on that little thing as well, just to see how it is total. And then this spawn, hello dude, suspended in the middle of the air, a bunch of lava. I'm just like, all right, cool. The hell am I supposed to do with this? The only way I was ever playing that is if I saw both a fortress and a bastion. Only way I play a seed like that. I can't only have a bastion in that situation. I have to see both a fortress and a bastion for me to be willing to bridge off somewhere that far, because I wouldn't be getting to any like actual land until like 6 minutes, which is dreadful. And in this one, another ocean spawn. You can see that I have my preference. We have a 2:30 entry, which is absolutely insane. 2:30 entry is really good. To put it in perspective, world record is like a 3:30 plus entry, so 2:30 is absolutely phenomenal. That last one but ended up being a reset, sadly, like a lot of them are. I checked my entities to look for a bastion. There's no bastion. I'm just going to log out straight away. I have tried going like further out for bastions, but 90% of the time it's not worth it. In this situation, I see a magma ravine and I see the shipwreck. I was going to go for the buried treasure map, but I saw it was buried and I was like, that's not worth it. I'm logging out. And this one's just another logout seed. If I don't instantly see like an ocean, or if I don't instantly see like a village or something, or a temple, then I'm just logging out straight away. Like, that's just kind of how it is. This one is just another little village run. I get emeralds, so I know that I can do a cod bucket trade here quite easily. So cod bucket trades can take a very long time, and kind of does. I have to kill the golems still as well. Then we run around the village, get some extra beds, and looking at the time, I don't think I was paying attention to the time in this run, because the fact that it's already 2 minutes 40, I should already be like dug down. Also, the cod was fine. I promise the cod was fine. And I realised there's a blacksmith here as well, and I completely missed it. And then we just dig around for a bit, and it's 4 minutes, and it's absolutely nothing. I went into a cave to lava house, and I still didn't find anything. This one, I only had one tree. Checked for a close shipwreck. There wasn't any, so I was like, alright, I'm out. Spruce forest out. Desert mounting out. So yeah, a lot of these are resets. I've skipped quite a few, but there's always going to be like just instant resets in a run. We'll see the amount of total resets that I have at the end. It's a lot, by the way. It's quite a lot. I'll say over 50% is instant resets, which is quite crazy. It is and it's not, it's just crazy how many worlds you just instantly log out of. And one thing I've always been curious about is how many of these like worlds that are like instant resets, like, when you spawn in a forest or just spawn in the middle of a plains with absolutely nothing. I wonder how many of those worlds which you reset without even thinking about it have like absolutely amazing nethers, and you'll just never know. They can literally have like a fortress going straight through a bastion and stuff like that. Crazy. In this one, we got another stable, so I can redeem myself. There's no pigmen here to absolutely screw me. We get all the piglins in a hole. That one didn't comply, so I killed him. That sounded really savage, the way I said it like that. But yeah, this is just sped up. We're just doing our stables route. Going around, we get obsidian out of that chest. We have 10 obsidian to work with, which is so nice. All I need is pearls and string. I've got pearls, don't have that much string, but I think I leave on that anyway. We finally find a fortress way later into the run at 11:30. I think I was just playing this out kind of for fun. I didn't think this was going to be a decent time or a personal best. And then I turn my render distance down to 5 to try and increase blaze spawns whilst I run around looking for a spawner. And I run around looking for a spawner for a significant amount of time. We've already been in the fortress for like over a minute. And we have a double blaze spawner, which is absolutely insane. If this was on a good pace run, this would be so good. I'd be so happy. I swear I always get like the best like situations, like double blaze spawners in the worst runs. In the worst runs. Right now I'm digging it out to try and increase blaze spawns as much as possible. Killing as many as I can, and I'm happy to leave with 6. I don't think I have that many pearls anyway, and the time's really bad, so I'm like, alright, I have to leave with 6. And I go over here to decent coordinates to build my nether portal, and we blind travel out. I check my angle, and then I just start going to the right, and then I throw another one to get a different angle to guess how close the stronghold is. I find the stronghold at like over 20 minutes, so you can see that took me over like 5 minutes to get to the stronghold. It was really far away. I get to the end portal, and it's a 1 eye, and 2 of my eyes broke. So that just kind of sucks. That's the big risk with leaving with 6. You know, if you get unlucky with eye breaks, or like you get unlucky with the portal not having enough eyes for you, that's it, run over. So I like to go with 7 as much as I can, but sometimes you have to leave with 6, you know. For the sake of time, you have to leave with 6. As you can see here, I use my doors to block the water, which I later regret because then I have to swim all the way back and get these doors. This is such a stupid time waste. In runs like this, where I make dumb mistakes like that waste a good like 30 seconds, I always am like, please be a terrible nether. Please be a terrible nether. You know, in the runs where you mess something up really badly, or it's just extra slow, you always just want it to be a bad nether. Luckily, it was a bad nether, so we're out. So I'm thankful for when that happens. But it seems to be typical. Whenever you have the worst overworlds, you have the best nethers. And when you have the absolute best overworlds, you have like nethers that aren't even playable. You know, we had that 2:30 entry earlier, and nothing came of it because the nether was dreadful. Right here, we've got a shipwreck. We have an entry point, and we have quite an okay entry time. Not the absolute best. 3:50 is quite decent. Anything below 4 minutes is decent, and we spawned right next to a fortress. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing fortress first. I make a shield. I know some runners don't make a shield, but to be honest, I think, especially when I don't have like I do have a decent amount of food actually, but I don't have like an absolutely insane amount of food. And I think it's just, I think it is quicker personally. I think some people think it's not. I think it's quicker because then you don't have to like run back and like dodge or anything. You can literally just be up in the blazes' faces and just block when you think they're going to shoot and then kill them straight afterwards. Like, some people don't think it's faster. I think it's faster. At least I find it faster and it's easier. If I have the opportunity to make a shield, I'll just do it. I can fight blazes without a shield, but why not make my life easier with a shield, you know? No point in making my life harder. And I get 7 rods from them, which is really nice as well. And I find a bastion with my E-ray. I get a little bit of wood to front load now, just so I don't have to worry about getting wood in the overworld. And we're entering the bastion, and it's a stables bastion again. I think we've had all stables, pretty much. I think we have 1 treasure, but the rest has just all been, like, stables. We've not had a bridge bastion yet or a housing, which is quite crazy, actually. That's one thing I should have done, is how many which bastions I got. I feel like I most commonly actually get treasure and stables in most runs. The one I get the least, I would say, is housing, for sure. For sure. Right here, I'm just running around getting a bunch of chests to build my obsidian up. I've built my obsidian up again, so all I've got to do now is wait for pearls and a bit of string, ideally. And we have pearls, but I think we've only got 12, I think that was, which is enough. And I honestly, right here is a mistake that I wouldn't make now. Like, I recorded this a little bit ago, but I would not go for any more. Like, I wouldn't go for more trades. This is not worth the time, like, going for more trades. Because I'm not guaranteed to get any more pearls, first of all, so... which I didn't, so I just wasted close to 2 minutes right there, which is really bad, when I could have just been already leaving, you know, and just had 12 pearls, like, whatever. So that's a really dumb mistake that I shouldn't have made there. I get my angle and I just start boating. The reason I don't go for a, you know, an angle difference check there is because I was just kind of praying it was going to be all ocean and then ocean exposed. It wasn't. Then we finally get over to here, which took like ages, and then this is just me routing the stronghold. And unluckily, we don't find the end portal quick enough to make this run a sub 20able run. And also we've had like 2 eye breaks, so we've got hope for at least a 2 eye. Because the stronghold's really far, and we check, and it's a 1 eye. And we're out again. So that's the second time that we've had too many eye breaks, which is sad. Really sad. And we've just got a couple of resets here. Then this one is another shipwreck. I should have done how many ocean spawns and how many village spawns and stuff I had actually as well. That'd be interesting. Maybe I'll do that if I ever do like a I speedrun Minecraft like 200 times in a row, whether I did like a sequel to this. That could be an idea. We could do like different statistics for each one, because doing them all in the same one is just a bit much, you know. Just a bit much. We could do resets, and we could do how many like ocean spawns we have and village spawns. That'd be really interesting actually. I might consider doing that if people are interested in another video like this. Because it's quite fun to do and quite fun to make. Right here, I get all my iron from shipwreck. I find a pretty fast magma ravine, and I got a bunch of gravel, but somehow no flint from it. And then I just basically did it in the portal. By the way, I checked afterwards. I mined over 50 gravel total, by the way, to get flint. Flint is a 1 in 10 chance drop from gravel, so that's pretty unlucky. Another shipwreck, another magma ravine. This is kind of how it goes. I prefer these entries, and we get a nice 2-minute and 50-second entry, which I absolutely love. Anything below 3 minutes is just absolutely beautiful, but the nether sucks, so it's a reset. As I said before, all the absolute god tier entries always have the absolute worst nethers, you know. But that one time where one of your really good entries has a really good nether, absolutely laughing, absolutely laughing. And look, we've got another really good ocean entry. Like, unless you have a lava pool right next to a village that has a blacksmith, you're never going to get entries on this level, you know, from a village. That's why ocean is kind of like a generally preferred thing. You can get crazy entries like this. Like, my best entry ever on an ocean is like 2 minutes 10 or something. Right here, I see the bastion over there. We're at 4 minutes 30. And these piglin absolutely ruined my day. I don't know if you saw it, but that first one hit me. I went to run back. The second one shot me back into the first one. Those guys absolutely double teamed me, dude. Absolutely double teamed me from both ends. Anyway, yeah, another ocean run. And I only got 6 iron. And I disagree. I go back and forth on what I do here. So, because I have 1 less iron and I need to get flint, I decide to mine a piece of iron and get enough cobble for a furnace to smelt. But I can also have the option to do flintless here, which is basically where I'll just place a bunch of wood and then just hope the portal lights like off a bunch of wood. You know, so I'm not sure if that would have been the right decision here. I'm not sure what would be quicker, what is actually quicker. I think I should time both of them, to be honest. But the thing is about waiting for the portal to light through wood is the fact that, you know, that's just complete luck. It can take a second and it can take 2 minutes. You know, it's just complete luck. Right here, we get into Nether at 4:30, which isn't great. And I don't know if I did that on purpose or not. I think maybe I was just messing around. I don't know, but we're counting it as a death anyway. I tried to do the boat clutch thing where you jump off and then place the boat and then land in the boat. And I got an efficiency 5 book here as well from this pillager tower, which is actually crazy. I don't know how common it is to get an efficiency 5 book, but I thought it was crazy. And I just start absolutely wailing on these pillagers. I'm just trying to strafe them out, but honestly, I think they've got aimbot. And they kill me. So that's another death added to the tolls. I know they're kind of mess around deaths, but they're still deaths. So, you know, a few resets in a row here. You know, we don't see anything straight away that we want. Next run, we got a nice little shipwreck. We get enough iron from it this time, which is lovely. And I always check the buried treasure map in case it's like super, super close. This one wasn't, so I was like, all right, screw it. I'm going back up. Had I seen a magma ravine? I have seen a magma ravine. Awesome. So all we got to do is hope for a pretty quick flint here, and we should be able to get a 2 minute something entry, a 2xs entry, which we absolutely love. And oh, this entry time is nice. Oh, it's one shallow though, so it's a bit annoying, but 2 minute 30 entry, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Honestly, 2 minute 30 entry, anything under 3 minutes is honestly just the best feeling when you're a speedrunner. And then I find a bastion like 2.5 minutes later, apparently brutally murdering the piglin of the bastion. I get 10 obsidian out of that chest, it's absolutely insane. And I get hit from behind from a piglin. I'm on half a heart. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, I can make mushroom stew. I drop the gold so he doesn't hit me whilst I'm crafting. And then I make my mushroom stew here. We're back in the bastion, and it takes me ages to get down. I would have done top down, but I think I kind of killed the piglins up there, so I couldn't do top down. So starting at the bottom. Oh yeah, I dug through here as well. I don't know if I had to place that block. Oh, Oh, this is like the old way I used to do it. I don't do it like this anymore. I normally do it so I instantly break the block and then just have them chase me down because it's a little bit faster. And yeah, right here, we've got all the pearls, we've got our fires, we've got our string. We already had our obsidian before going into this and we're absolutely chilling. And we finally get to a fortress at a really late time. So all our nethers, all our fortress entries have been really late, honestly. So in all of these, they've just not been very good. I think I just play it out just for... Sometimes I play it out for fun. It depends on what mood I'm in. Sometimes I'll play out a run just to, have a bit of fun with it. Because, I mean, it is fun speedrunning. Obviously, I'm going for competitive times, but sometimes I do just want to enjoy myself and actually have fun with it. This blind travel, it's like a, sub 15 minute, probably a bit less blind travel, which is really bad. Like, really bad for, the times I'm trying to go for. But sometimes, it's more fun to play a run out than to just, leave. As I said, it depends completely on what mood I'm in. Or I throw my pearl and my ender eye there to get the angle, and then I run for over 5 minutes and can't find anything, so it's just a reset. Just a reset. Unless the strong, that run would be okay if, the stronghold super close ocean exposed, which it can be. It can be. So I have the option of playing on that chance that I could have an absolutely insane blind travel that completely makes up for the super late blind travel. I could have a really good one that makes up for how late into the run it is. Which does happen. And it did happen in my personal best. I got a sub 14 minute blind travel, which is far from my best. I've had sub 11 minute, 10 minute blind travels, But the one where I got, in my personal best, I got sub 14 minute blind travel. And then the portal was super close. And it was ocean exposed, which is absolutely insane. And that shaves off... Because it was super close, obviously it shaves off travel time, and because it's ocean exposed, it shaves off any time spent looking for the portal room in a stronghold. So it does save time. It's just whether or not I feel like playing like that. So yeah, we entered the nether on this one, 4 minutes, which is again pretty mediocre. We want below 4 minutes as much as possible. Right there, I'm just burning a hoglin. Don't really know why. No, I just leave anyway. This one, I think this was a village dig down. I got 33 bread, and then I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm out. That's how most villages. Every time I try a village, that just always happens to me. So that's why I'm completely put off villages now. And then this is our last run right here. What's going to happen? It's a reset. No surprise there. So we've got our final verdict for all of our time. We had 64 instant resets, 16 pre-nether resets, 13 nether resets, 3 post-nether resets, and 4 deaths total. So yeah, as I said, a bunch of instant resets, and then all the other resets are a lot less. But yeah, it's absolutely crazy that I saw this. I'm 64 out of 100 right there. I instantly reset. Never looking at the world again, instantly reset. I thought this was a really interesting thing to look at. And it's crazy how many times I actually enter the nether. It doesn't seem like a lot. In total right there, that was 16, nether entries. Which does not seem like a lot out of 100 runs. That sounds like nothing out of 100 runs. But when you reset them all so quickly, it doesn't feel like that long. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you want me to do something like this again. I could do 200 times in a row, and I could do different statistics from it that we can have a look into. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your day. Peace out, much love.